Hey, what's up? I was checking my phone and I saw a video of a guy jumping out of a water tank, ending his life. It made me think what exactly is causing this. So, I want to talk about this. I want to understand from a psychological standpoint. You have probably felt that something is off in the way we have been educated, but have you ever wondered why? So, let's dig into the history and psychology behind this and try to understand how it impacts our minds. So let's start with a bit of a history. The system was, as we know it, wasn't built for us. It was designed during the colonial rule, and the main goal back then to create workers who would serve the administration. Think about it. Our system was never meant to nurture creativity, innovation, or independent thinking. It was all about following orders. If we talk about today, after independence, sadly, instead of reforming this outdated system, we inherited it. Our education became rote learning, memorizing information, and repeating it for exams. This is where the psychological damage begins. When you are the only one valued for your ability to repeat what's in a book, it stifles curiosity, critical thinking, and creativity. The very things that are crucial for a developing mind are being crushed of the so-called future of India. Psychologically, this kind of education has some serious consequences. Rote learning, when the focus is just on memorization, it creates what psychologists call a fixed mindset. This means students believe in their intelligence is fixed. Either you are smart or you are not. And if you don't score well, that means you're not good enough. Imagine what that does to a child's self-worth. Students in India are constantly told their value depends on their marks, and that can make school feel like a battleground. It's no longer about learning, it's about surviving. When you link a student's self-esteem to grades, failure becomes a nightmare. This is why we see so many students dealing with depression, anxiety, and stress. But it doesn't stop there. The system feeds into society expectations. In the society, education has become synonymous with social status. There's this ingrained belief that academic success is the only path to a good life. This kind of pressure starts young. This is what psychologists call extrinsic motivation. When you're driven by rewards like grades instead of the love of this constant competition can destroy mental health, leading to burnout, low self-esteem, and even lifelong feelings of inadequacy. One of the biggest psychological impacts is the fear of failure. Our education system leaves no room for mistakes. Failing a test or not meeting expectations feels like the end of the world. This fear conditions students to avoid risks because taking risks might lead to failure, and failure is seen as unacceptable. But here's the problem: creativity, innovation, and problem solving all come from taking risks, making mistakes, and learning from them. When the system punishes failure, it kills curiosity and initiative. In the long run, this creates adults who are afraid to step outside the box, to try new things, or to challenge the status quo. It's a cycle of fear. Ultimately, the system is not just broken, it's rotten. It's holding back an entire generation from reaching its potential. But if we can start to address the psychological damage and shift towards a more supportive, student centric model, we have the power to change not only the system but the future of our society. In this thing, I'm a pessimist. In other respect, I'm an optimist, but in this one particular thing, I'm a pessimist. I don't think very soon this is going to improve at all, because we are seeing this for ages and we cannot sit and wait for the system to change. That's all I have for today. Drop a comment, what do you think about it? Thanks.